The Ocarina of Time, a magical instrument capable of bending time to the user's will. But what's the story behind the ocarina? Where did it come from and who made it? And is it even magical at all? So, what do we know for certain about the Ocarina of Time? Well, it's the eponymous instrument of the N64 classic, but it also played a very important role in Majora's Mask. In Ocarina of Time, it initially serves as the last key to the Sacred Realm, given to Link by Zelda when she flees from Ganondorf. Along with the 3 spiritual stones, it will open the Door of Time if the Song of Time is played. However, the history and origins of the Ocarina of Time remain largely unknown. In fact, we only get a handful of lines describing the history of this important item, and all of them describe the same thing, that it's been passed down through the royal family for generations. Zelda describes it as the treasure that the royal family keeps along with this legend, then Impa as the hidden treasure of the royal family, Hyrule Historia as protected by the royal family, and finally the game's description of the item upon picking it up from the Castletown moat: "You found the Ocarina of Time. This is the royal family's hidden treasure which Zelda left behind. It glows with a mystical light." So, from the game, the only thing we can learn about the Ocarina's origins is that it's a treasure from the royal family, and has been kept by them along with the legend of the Temple of Time for generations. But that's it. It doesn't really tell us the origins of the instrument. So what else is there? Well, there's a very interesting quote in Hyrule Historia that heavily infers that the ocarina is made from timeshift stones. The Ocarina of Time's blue-white radiance brings to mind the timeshift stones found in the eras of antiquity. For those of you that haven't played Skyward Sword, the term timeshift stone is used to describe a powerful blue rock once mined by an ancient robot race, which has the power to manipulate time itself. They were used as a source of power for the Lanayru province in an ancient prosperous era. Because the Ocarina of Time matches 3 of the most defining qualities of timeshift stones, it's blue in colour, manipulates time, and glows, the suggestion in Hyrule Historia makes a lot of sense. It's likely that the Ocarina of Time was created out of the ancient timeshift stones. Because of the lack of the use of timeshift stone technology since the ancient times, it's probable that only the ancient race described in Skyward Sword was able to work with them. So perhaps the Ocarina of Time was created thousands of years before even Skyward Sword, using the technology of the past. And I would go so far as to argue that the Ocarina of Time was made in this era by none other than the Sheikah tribe. That's right, just like the Sheikah slate, I believe that the Ocarina of Time is a Sheikah artifact, crafted using incomprehensibly advanced technology, and therefore either not magical at all, or at least a combination of Sheikah magic and technology. There's some interesting information found in Breath of the Wild that I believe supports it. The old man describes them as an advanced civilization that once inhabited the land, and that their power and wisdom saved the land time and time again, but that they disappeared long ago. This is actually a very important bit of information. Previously, we knew the Sheikah as an elusive small race that hid in the shadows and originally served the goddess Hylia, never really more than a tribe, but now we learn that they were once a large advanced civilization, capable of creating futuristic technology like the Sheikah slate, the shrines, and the guardians. These artifacts are incredibly out of place in the Zelda world, which is usually shown to be medieval. But this is similar to one other race we know about. Which other highly advanced civilization do we know? One that also created robots, had a strong emphasis on glowing blue energy and futuristic weaponry. Yep, I theorise that the Sheikah and the ancient robots described in Skyward Sword are actually the same people. Well, sort of. I'd suggest that the Sheikah created the ancient robots to perform manual labour, similar to how they've created the Guardians to fight for them in Breath of the Wild. Think about it. Aside from the obvious similarities between these two races, we know that the Sheikah were closest to the goddess Hylia. It would make sense for them to be the most powerful and advanced civilization in this time, able to create many powerful artifacts that are now looked at as magical. But what's the nail in the coffin? The Tearing Eye, the Sheikah's own symbol, is found carved on many of the timeshift stones found in the ancient past. Why would the Sheikah's symbol be found on these powerful stones if they hadn't been mined and crafted by the Shadowfolk themselves? So, the Ocarina of Time was likely created from a timeshift stone in the distant past. in this era of prosperity by the technologically advanced Sheikah, and then given to the royal family, probably Skyward Sword Zelda, by a Sheikah like Impa when they were founded, because, of course, the Sheikahs are the protectors of the royal family. In this regard, it's possible that the Ocarina of Time is a combination of Sheikah magic and Sheikah technology, a remnant of a highly advanced race. Thanks for watching this video. Do you think that the Ocarina of Time is advanced Sheikah technology? Leave it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing, it really helps my channel out. The next video will be a scheduled upload on Wednesday the 6th of June because I'm away, so stay tuned for that video, this time talking about Breath of the Wild music. Thank you for all your support this past week. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.